Welcome back, my loyal subscribers. I'm back with another video yet, and this time we're talking more Fuji. So as you know, I've been recently testing out some Fuji cameras and lenses, and I recently reviewed a 35mm 1.4, which is a very popular lens. It has great character, great bokeh, but the autofocus sucks. You could work with it, but it has its limitations, and it didn't click with me. It was clunky sounding, very slow. I wanted something a little bit more versatile and quiet, and weather sealed. So I returned that one, and today I want to report back on the 35 f2 version. This one. And I got it to match with the body of the XT3 that I have here, which is the classic color. As you can see, it's very small, and I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, if you're used to full frame lenses, this is ridiculous. Look how small this is. And I mean, this is something I'm gonna also talk about in another video, just this combination. And this is actually my first week with the XT3, but even within the week, I am very happy with the results. And yeah, like I said, I was testing the 35mm lenses that Fuji makes, and the f2 is the winner for me, comparing it to the 1.4. 1.4 is, I mean, it's nice. You want that bigger aperture, you want the low light capability and the bokeh. It just didn't cut it though. The autofocus clunkiness. I like this a lot better. It's small, compact. Not that the other one wasn't, but it's weather sealed. It just feels better made than the original one. And I'm really liking this classic style lens hood that I have for it too. I'm just enjoying this in general, you know? So down to the nitty gritty, evaluating this lens in terms of build. It's very well built. I mean, it's weather sealed. That's why it's the WR series of the lenses. I love the aperture ring. The clickiness feels really good, and I rarely bumped it where I didn't want it to be. So I'm really a fan of this. The manual focus ring, I'm probably never gonna use it, but it's nice that it's there, and it feels pretty well dampened. This is a 43mm filter thread lens. That is small. I think the smallest lens I've used before this is 49, and that was for Sony APS-C. But with full frame, I'm used to being at 67, 77, 80, whatever. You know, they're just larger. So it's kind of crazy to have this. So I'm going to show you some images. And while I talk, I'll tell you, I basically took this out, and my approach to using it was more of a street photography. I'm looking for unique things that stand out in the environment. All right, next, autofocus. Obviously, the XT3 has superior autofocus. I had no issues with this 35 f2. It was snappy. I didn't miss a shot. No noise, by the way. I was using different tracking modes. I used continuous autofocus the whole time, single point and wide with the tracking. Didn't fail. I even got, okay, so this was the cool part. I was walking at a state park nearby and I saw two, I think they were hawks, they might be falcons. One of those two, I know it's one of those. And they were flying, they flew really close to me, and this is when I start with my gear pet peeves. I would have wished to have a zoom lens at that point, and I didn't. But I still went for the shot at 35, which is like a 50 equivalent, and I got really good shots of the hawk / falcon, and I'm happy with them. So those are here as well, you'll see them. I put it in f4 so that in case it was hunting, because it was against a bright sunny day, bright blue sky, it was going to be very easy to lose track of it, so I put it in f4. And yeah, I got a picture and I'm happy with it. Well, to sum this up, I don't want to make this too long. This lens is excellent. I highly recommend it. If you're on the edge between an f2 and the 1.4, I gotta give the f2 a win here. It's weather sealed, it's fast. I didn't feel like I was missing the bokeh, you know? It's not a full frame, so the difference wasn't very big to me. So I think the f2 was just fine. And if I would add a lens, I'm thinking maybe the 50 f2, but I'm really struggling to see what other lens I want to try out because I already have the 18 to 55 and it's a great performer. That just having that zoom lens is making me rethink if I want to add another one aside from the 35 because it's so good. The 18's good, and I'll talk about that lens in another video. Even at 55 it's really good. I feel like if I get another Fuji lens, it's gonna have to be like a specialty one, like the 90 f2 or the 56 one too. It's gonna have to be something different that stands out because the 18 to 55 just covers everything in a very nice way. It doesn't leave me missing much because complemented with the 35, I think I'm set on those focal lengths. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna review more, of course. I need to talk about the X-T3 experience, which I already did a little bit, but there's so much to cover on this camera. I really, really like it. And I'm a Sony fanboy. I'm like a Sony Fuji fanboy now.